Hi, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good day wherever they are. I'm with Sagittarius girl, Lizzie. Today I'll be talking about people's health and being sick during shit in the fan. I see a few videos about that, not too many, just a few. And this is in my perspective. Like I say in my videos, I'm not responsible if anybody gets hurt or anything. Sometimes I swear. So I'm talking about people getting hurt or sick. Like if you have a cold, during the shit hitting from the fan, what are you going to do? Because if you don't have the shot, because like say it's in the future, and because people also, if you get sick, unless you have a doctor or a nurse or a veterinarian or EMT or anybody, and you'll have to take care of yourself. You're on your own. And, how are you going to take care of yourself if you have a bad cold or bronchitis or chest cold or something? How are you going to take care of yourself? Do you have the medical training to do it? Did you take first aid, or have you been on the future? I'll make a videos about learning, my opinion about learning stuff about books on first aid and learning stuff. It's like I'm going to say, it's good to have all the first aid, but it's good. You need to know how to use the stuff. You can't just have a bunch of stuff and not know how to use it. That's why it's good to have books on it or learn it on YouTube. That's what I learn, a lot of stuff. And it's very good because right now you can use it, but if the shit hit in the fan, your computer might not work. So books are good tube, so you can do that. Or if you remember on YouTube, you can do that and how to put pressure on you. And it's also good, what happens if you, besides getting sick, what happens if you get hurt, and you don't have someone like a doctor or a nurse or a paramedic or a vet? How are you going to take care of yourself? Do you know well enough to, if you slip and you fall, do you know how to, you'd probably have to rest up your back, because everybody's had a bad back, most people, unless you're very young and you haven't done any stressful work. You have to sit straight up, and you have to take Tylenol, ibuprofen every couple hours, and you have to be careful, and you'll be out of commission. You can do some things, but a lot of things you'll be out if you hurt your back. What happens if you, stub your toe very badly, or you hurt yourself, like say you're cutting firewood and someone forgot to wear gloves and you cut your finger, it's good to put some direct pressure and clean it and direct pressure, and be careful that things don't get infected. You also have to be careful of not things getting infected, because if you do, then it can be a real problem, because in the olden days when people got infection, they didn't have antibiotics in the olden days. And if someone cut their finger off or something, can you that we don't have the, in the olden days we didn't have the technology like we do today. Also, yeah, when technology, when the shit hit in the fan, if the power goes out, you won't be able to have x-rays done when you're hurt, or all these things that you have now is going to be out the window. So if you cut your finger off, how are you going to put it together? How are you going to put your finger put together? Do you know what to do? How to sew your finger back on with clean stuff? Do you have stuff that's clean, and things to keep it clean, and how to equipment to keep it clean? And so these are quite good questions during the shit in the fan if you get hurt, because a lot of people might not have people in their group to help them that are doctors. And what happens if the doctor's the one that gets hurt? You'll be treating them, and like what happens if you break your leg or break an arm? You'll have to put it, stabilize it. Or what happens if someone chokes on food? Do you know how to do the Heimlich maneuver, or bend them over and do the palms? Do you know CPR? Do you know if someone passes out and is unconscious and doesn't breathe, do you know how to do CPR? Nowadays with CPR, I would not touch their mouth because of the coronavirus. I would just do the CPR compressions. You can still keep them alive with that. If someone had a heart attack, do you know what to do for heart attacks? Or if someone had a stroke, do you know what the signs of strokes are? A lot of people don't. That's why it's good to learn in books or in YouTube about things if someone gets hurt and how to handle it. You could be like people did like the Indians. They had their shaman or the medicine person. I could be like a medicine woman, like in Dr. Quinn, medicine woman. And she was a woman from the early 1900s who the first, like few women that were medical people, or you could be a medical person. You might turn out to be a medical person. Like Herschel in The Walking Dead, he was a medical person. He was actually a veterinarian from The Walking Dead. And he took care of animals on his farm. And then Carl, that's Rick's son, got shot. One of the people in Herschel's group accidentally shot him. And do you know how to take out a bullet? They say basically, most people say leave a bullet in you, but if it's going to be life and death, do you know how to take a bullet out? Good luck on that, unless you have the schooling and watch videos. What happens if someone gets stabbed, or if someone has something that's stuck in them? Do you know how to take it out carefully without doing major damage to them? People don't think about this, about people getting severely hurt, because people get hurt now and they can go rush to the hospital with the ambulances, and they can go to urgent care. That we have all the technology. You can take care, like I said, x-rays. You can go to surgery if something happens. Like if something happens, there's a lot of things you can do now, but we'd be going back in time. If there was a shit hit in the fan, we'd be back in the 1800s or 1700s with very few medical care. If the power goes, the grid goes off and we lose power, the backup generators in hospitals only work for so long. But for people like you and me and the ambulances, it won't be coming. You're on your own, and it would suck being hurt or sick during shit in the fan, because everybody gets sick sometime. But that's why you prepare with stuff you can do. I wouldn't do any major surgeries unless I had to, and you'd have to, you have to just be very careful if someone breaks a leg or falls or something. You can help them the best you can do. And that's why I'm going to make upcoming videos about learning to take care of people, in case something happens, Like I said, having the stuff is great, but you have to make sure you know how the stuff works, A lot of people might say, oh, I know you have to do direct pressure and, wash it out, and direct pressure and what to do. So it's a good subject to talk about in case someone gets hurt or sick. Also, what about your four-legged pets, like your dogs, your cats, your rabbits, or any animals that you have? Veterinarian care will be out the window, most likely, and shit in the fan. People will be wanting to be with their families. Most people, there'll be a few people will stay, but I think the hospitals will be not around very much. If it's a severe shit in the fan, people want to go be with their families. They don't want to help out unless it's maybe a hurricane or snowstorm. But most people want to be with your family, and you can't blame them for that. So hopefully this hasn't been a long video. So this is about So these are the thoughts I thought about people being sick and hurt during shit in the fan. Till next time with Lizzie and Sagittarian woman prepper. Take care, everybody, and wherever you are, and take care. Bye.